Hey everyone, and welcome. If you've ever been in charge of a website, you definitely know that little voice in the back of your head, the one that's always asking, are we really tracking everything? Well, today, we're going to write a Python script that silences that voice for good. We're going to automatically audit your entire site for those crucial tracking codes.
Right? It seems like such a simple question, but the answer can have some pretty huge consequences. I mean, think about it. A single untracked page could be your most popular blog post or a key landing page. And just like that, you've got a massive blind spot in your analytics. These are those tracking black holes that we all dread finding, or not finding.
So here's our game plan to tackle this. First, we'll talk about the analyst's dilemma, why this is such a headache. Then we'll introduce our Python solution. We'll start small, building our script to check just one page at a time. And then we'll ramp it up to automate a full audit. And finally, we'll look at how you can take this script and run with it. Okay, so just imagine you've got a website with hundreds, maybe even thousands of pages. How in the world do you confirm that every single one has that critical Google Analytics tag? Checking them all by hand is, well, it's a total nightmare. It's slow, it's incredibly boring, and you're almost guaranteed to miss something. And here's the bottom line. Every page that's missing a tracking code is a page you know absolutely nothing about. You lose all its traffic data, you can't measure its performance, and you're basically flying blind when you try to make decisions. It's kind of like trying to navigate a city with half the map missing. But what if you could build a little helper, a tool to scan your entire site for you in just a matter of seconds? That is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to use a simple Python script to turn this ridiculously tedious manual task into a fully automated, worry-free process. To make this happen, we're going to lean on an amazing library called BeautifulSoup. The best way to think of it is as a digital translator. It takes all that messy, jumbled up HTML source code from a web page and organizes it into a nice, clean structure that our script can actually read and search through. It really does all the heavy lifting for us. You know, the logic behind our script is actually super simple. It really boils down to just 3 steps. First, we'll tell Python to go out and fetch the web page, just like your browser does. Second, we'll use BeautifulSoup to make sense of the code. And finally, we'll just search that code for our tracking string. That's it. Fetch, parse, search. All right, let's get our hands dirty and start building this thing. Now, before we can audit an entire website, we gotta walk before we can run. We need to perfect the logic for checking a single page. This is gonna be the foundation for our whole script, and you'll see it's actually surprisingly easy. So our script for checking one page relies on 2 main Python libraries. First up is requests, which goes out and fetches the live source code of the page. Then BeautifulSoup steps in to make all that code searchable. This little 2-step process is the heart of our entire automated check. Let's just quickly break down how it works. The requests library grabs the page, BeautifulSoup cleans it up for us. Then the if statement, that's our detective. It just asks a simple question. Hey, is our Google Analytics string anywhere in this text? If the answer is no, it prints out the URL of the problem page so we can go fix it. Simple, powerful, and really effective. Okay, checking one page is cool and all, but the real magic happens when we scale this thing up. Now we're going to take that core script we just built and unleash it on an entire directory of files, checking every single one automatically. To pull this off, we just need one more tool from Python's toolbox, the built-in OS library. This library is what lets our script talk to the computer's operating system. In other words, it can look inside a folder on your computer and give us a list of all the files we need to check. And this table really shows the incredible leap we're making. We're going from a manual, one-by-one check to a completely automated audit. Instead of hard-coding one URL, our script will now loop through an entire folder, mapping each local file to its live URL and checking it systematically. The logic here is pretty straightforward. The script just loops through all the files in a folder you tell it to look at. For each file it finds, it builds the full live URL and then runs the exact same check we used for the single page. Any page that's missing the code gets flagged instantly. No more manual work. So now that you've got this awesome framework, let's think a little bigger. This script isn't just for checking Google Analytics tags. It's a super versatile tool you can use for all kinds of website maintenance. And this is where it gets really, really powerful. You can customize this script to find pretty much any string of text you want. I mean, think about it. You can check for outdated copyright years in your footers, make sure a legal disclaimer is on every single page, or hunt down old retired brand taglines. All you have to do is change that one little search string.
At the end of the day, this is all about confidence and consistency. Automating this check will save you a ton of time, for sure. But more importantly, it makes sure your data is reliable. You can finally be confident that you're making decisions based on a complete picture of your website's performance.
If this explainer got you thinking about how you could automate your own work, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel and hit that like button so you don't miss what's next. And for more hands-on tutorials in Python, SQL, and a bunch of other languages, definitely check out plus2net.com. And that pretty much wraps it up. You now have a seriously powerful new tool in your arsenal for automating website maintenance. So I'll leave you with this one question. What's the next manual, repetitive, and frustrating task that you are going to automate? Thanks so much for watching.